How's it going, everyone? It's Artifact. I'm feeling a little bit better, so I thought I'd jump back on YouTube, make some wicked sounds. Let's have a listen to what I've got today. It's a Madox flavoured Neurofunk bass. Pretty sick, right? The bass I'm talking about is, of course, this one. And I'm going to talk about exactly how I made it using the vocal sample. But before I get into that, I want to just quickly announce that I released my newest Vital preset pack called Derelict, and it's available now on my website. Also, if you're a patron, you can get all of my preset packs for 50% of the normal retail price. Anyway, I was actually looking through some of the presets on there, and because I tried to get a lot of like different kind of textured and more like unique basses in there, and one of the coolest kind of ones where I'd used vocal samples and blended that together with basses. So I thought I want to just like carry on making cool sounds like that, basically. So I found these old samples that Madox recorded a while ago on my hard drive, and yeah, this one is the one here, and it's kind of set to the tempo already. And all I've done is just to edit the audio file is I've just like flexed it. So I've just changed the transient position starts so they kind of fit on the grid a little bit closer to the most accurate kind of version. And then I just turned up the volume and then bounced it out again. And I thought this kind of groove would be really cool in like a Neurofunk bass. So we've got this set up here. And then what we're going to do is throw on Vital, and then we're just going to throw in the sample into two sections, into the sample section here, and then into the oscillator 2 as well, or any oscillator, doesn't matter which one, obviously. Yeah, so I'm going to show you like how I kind of program the bass then. I started the MIDI at the exact same time as the sample here. So it's just going to play out, at the same, basically the same as the sample. When we're referring to this section here. So you have to turn the level up a bit because it's a bit quiet at first. And then the second part that I wanted to do is to add it into the oscillator here. And then this part we're going to have to like match it to fit with the sample. So there's two things we have to do that. The first thing is we have to put a slow LFO. So I've got like 2 bars, and then tie this to this bar here so it goes up at a slow rate. And then we just have to kind of tweak it until it kind of matches with the sample. And the other thing we need to do is just turn down the pitch until the pitch also matches with the sample. So if we play them together now. What I've done on this LFO, I put a really small delay. So at the beginning, it doesn't quite start yet, and then it goes, and that kind of keeps it in time with the actual sampled version here. So they're kind of playing at the same speed, but there's a bit of a kind of latency, and that's providing this like cool stereo effect, and I quite wanted to like leave that in on purpose. And I've got the unison turned up to give a bit more stereo. So this is like a really cool like kind of stereo effects layer over the top of our sample. Next, we're going to get into adding in the bass kind of oscillators. So the first one is the basic shapes. It's kind of the sine wave, but with a bit of a square kind of push to it. So it's got a bit more power. And yeah, with this one, I've had to pitch it down again until it kind of fit with the pitch of the sample. So just done that by ear, and start to get those bass harmonics in there. Also a bit of width and unison on there. And then similarly, it's just a sine wave, but it's 1 octave up, and it's doing the same kind of thing here. To fill out a bit more of that lower kind of mid-range area. And yeah, what I've done then to really get this growl and Neurofunk sound going is we frequency modulate this to the sample. So we start to get this really nice like growl coming out from the scratchy effects sample blending with the kind of sine wave here. Same on this oscillator down here. And that's kind of already like the main kind of work done. So now we're just going to improve the sound a little bit more. And one way to get a bit more of a sweeping kind of Neurofunk filtered feel is a bit of a phaser filter here, which kind of just has these nice little bumps in the mid-range, and we just sweep those a little bit. On an LFO, which is a different one, and this is just going at a kind of speed that I thought would just match the bass, and this is like at 1/4 notes dotted. So if we kind of listen to that as well. So that's quite kind of nice the way it moves, like in line with the bass, with the sample original kind of groove. Yeah, so after that, easy. What I said to one of my students the other day as well, just to like make the sound less dry always, even just a tiny bit of chorus and a tiny bit of reverb, just to bring it into more of a kind of natural kind of realm. So that's pretty cool. And then distortion, just for a little bit of extra character, and also just to kind of like saturate the sounds together a little bit, so they kind of blend together a bit more. So that's kind of the final like Madox bass there. I'm really sorry, Madox isn't actually in this video, and he doesn't even know I'm recording it. So, I hope he's going to be alright with it. I'll send him a free preset, so I'm sure it'll be okay. Anyway, yeah, like I said before, new Vital presets, Derelict, really, really wicked sounds. The best 50 sounds I've made so far, like without a doubt. Check it out on my website below. And the end of this week, I'm releasing a new track as well on Friday, and I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So until then, have a lovely week. Peace.